A lot has happened in the last week in the Lively Baldoni case, and while I'm laying here on my heating pad, I thought I would catch up. So I'm just going to sort of discuss this kind of going backwards. The first thing we have is Ellen Garofalo's, who is one of Justin Baldoni's attorneys. She responded to a motion for sanctions filed by Lively based on a post-birth video that was shown to Lively on set. I want to be clear that it was a post-birth video because Jamie Heath has said he actually doesn't keep the during birth videos on his phone. And so keep in mind, Lively is an actress who signed on to do a movie where she would have to do a birthing scene, and in showing her the vision of what they wanted during that scene, she described the video as pornographic and highly offensive. Given the context and the nature of the situation, I don't know that that would play well in front of a jury. It doesn't play well for me. To say, oh, mea culpa, I thought you were showing me something different, fine, one thing, but a mother of four saying a post-birth video is pornographic is a little... I don't think Blake Lively likes women. All that to say, Heath is like, I don't have these videos on my phone, so there's no way I would have shown her anything but what was produced in Discovery. Nonetheless, Blake asks for what Ellen Garofalo calls draconian sanctions. Rule 37, B2, is what governs sanctions for Discovery disputes, right? And so if you look down here at 2A2, prohibiting the disobedient party from supporting or opposing designated claims or defenses from introducing designated matters and evidence. So here Blake is saying, one, he should be compelled to provide every single birthing video that's out there, and Garofalo rightly says she shouldn't be allowed to cherry pick anything that could plausibly support her claims, which have been sort of all over the place. She hasn't had consistent allegations around this claim. And moreover, just as an aside, Garofalo doesn't say this, I'm saying this, Blake has been known to cherry pick and alter evidence, and her memory is a little not reliable at this point, right? So Blake is relying on that, 2A2 to say that not only should they not only should the court compel them to produce all of these videos, Heath should also be barred from introducing any testimony around this, any evidence at all. And it has been my experience, sanctions around Discovery are one, very, very limited. Typically what it is a slap on the wrist. Hey, produce this, and they get attorney's fees for having to come to the court to request this. Notably, Blake's lawyers don't give a good breakdown of what they did to try to seek this information before running to the court, which I think will be a flaw for this motion in general. They say, my timeline's a little murky here, but I think it was produced on August 22nd, and she started to object somewhere in September 24th, I think, and she doesn't make the letter motion to the court until October 30th, which was well past the close of Discovery on September 30th. So first of all, they're like, this isn't timely. She didn't exhaust any other remedies. She didn't, seek any of this with the party. She just ran to the court with a sanctions motion, like she does. But also, they're calling it draconian, but because to say he can't introduce any testimony at all is antithetical to the rules, right? And going back to what I was saying, my experience is that what the court will say, you can't introduce a certain document because you failed to produce it. So if that document exists, you no longer get to use it, right? Not actually Golden brought up a really good point that they could just stipulate that this video was introduced. It was a post-birth video. Blake can testify that she thought it was pornographic and inappropriate, even though it was a vision of what the director kind of wanted that scene to look like in a birthing scene where that's what she's doing on set. I mean, it's not like these are two coworkers over their cubicle being like, look at this. Even in that setting, I don't think that would be necessarily inappropriate. I don't think it rises to, severe or pervasive. I don't think it should even qualify as sexual harassment, because I agree with the Wayfarer parties that birthing is quite beautiful. And a moment with a father, mother, and their baby post birth is lovely. And if that offends Blake, okay. So, we'll see what the court does. I don't think they'll give her a preclusion of Heath testifying about this. I think that's way too far. Again, I think this is kind of showing their hand as far as the Lively parties go, that they really don't have enough to prove her claims. But we'll see at motion for summary judgment if this vast wealth of evidence that seems to exist, or she claimed to exist, actually does exist. Because so far what they've given us is just nothing burgers. Have the best day.